everyone, welcome to the Batcave here on theStreamtv. I'm Daniel Pickett of Action Figure Insider, and as always I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Tatiana.
Tatiana Hollander of the Flash podcast.
You said it better than I ever could.
And we are here to very quickly talk Batman with you. So, starting off, right?
All the news, all the Batman news of the week. We're going to go super fast, point by point. You read something this week, right?
I did. I read the latest Detective Comics 945 from the Victim Syndicate story arc. And it was really interesting because there were like 4 different artists throughout. There's like it's like sort of like chapter by chapter was a different artist for each one. So it was interesting. It sort of felt like getting different perspectives, like when a different character was like the protagonist. We had Spoiler, who is, by the way, super angry at Batman because her boyfriend's dead, and she feels like it's kind of Batman's fault.
Is that a spoiler?
No, that's happened. Like that happened, weeks ago. It's not a spoiler anymore, but it happened to Spoiler. So she's mad, and I just saw a lot of commentary about that. Maybe she's not developed enough as a character to be angry at Batman. So I'm wondering what you guys think. You can talk about that in the comments if you want.
Using the hashtag Welcome to the Batcave.
Yes, on Twitter, do that.
Yes.
Aside from that, we also had some great backstory on Clayface, and just crying a little bit. Like I really love him right now. I think they've done a great job of making him more of an anti-hero than a villain, and so now I would be sad to see him slide back into the villain role.
One of the things I actually liked about this comic is the cover had like a dialogue balloon on it. That's such a throwback to like, the 50s, 60s, 70s where someone's like pointing and like explaining, sort of encapsulating the episode or the issue.
Isn't it even better when it's like a cover with a dialogue box that has nothing to do with what's inside the comic?
Which often, that was especially back in the Silver Age, often the case. Like they would really hype it up and then you read the story and go, what does that have to do with anything?
Next up is Telltale. Episode 4 came out this last week, so maybe, like me, you spent part of your Thanksgiving break playing this game. And I have to say, I thought it was maybe the weakest episode so far. Yeah, and guys, I've been loving it.
I do know that.
Loving Telltale. But this one, it really was the one where it felt most like your choices don't actually matter. Cause
that's kind of their whole gig.
Yeah. The whole thing is like your choices should matter. That's kind of the whole premise of the game. Yeah, and so like, and I've always known, like you always know that like in the end you're pretty much gonna get to the same place. But I feel like they need to have a few more options for how things could differ.
Okay.
Like for example, it's like Harvey, right? Harvey is gonna become Two-Face no matter what. Right. So then why is there an option to save Harvey or not? Like, because it doesn't matter if you save him, he still becomes Two-Face. Okay. That was from a previous episode because I don't want to spoil this one. But it's like that, but more. And when something has less Selena Kyle, You're out. You're writing your congressman. I know that. Exactly. Speaking of less Selena Kyle, Sienna Miller said that Catwoman might not be in the Batman movie. Yes. Speaking, of course, Sienna Miller does not know that everyone made headlines about this. But really, she's in once again, one person said one thing, and all the websites ran with it. Yes, and she's in a different movie with Ben Affleck, and she said that she wants them to write Catwoman into the movie so that she can play Catwoman. I don't want her to play Catwoman, but I hope they write Catwoman into the movie. Thoughts? We've only seen a little bit of Batman so far, and not a lot of his backstory yet. So, you don't want him to cram everything so jam-packed full of villains, characters, and all that sort of thing. So it should just be Batman and Catwoman. And Robin. I agree. But we know there's there's a villain in it. We know someone's been cast. That's true. I forgot about. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I could never forget about Joe. But this month has also been a big anniversary for us DC fans. It's I can't even believe I'm going to say these words. 15th anniversary of the Justice League animated series. I can't believe you said those words either. I loved that series, and as you will recall, it started off just as Justice League, and then eventually sort of morphed into Justice League Unlimited. Just a great animated series. Anytime anyone talks about how complicated it is to write too many characters for like a movie or that sort of thing, I will always point to the work they did on Justice League Unlimited and say, see, They did it right there.
Yeah, it's really some classic
There is a way to
work.
balance that stuff.
And it's on Netflix still right now, right?
That's right. Yeah,
That's where I watched it.
Yeah,
I
so-
saw it on Netflix.
But great casting all around. We still had Kevin Conroy as Batman. We had Michael Rosenbaum as Flash.
yeah.
And Phil Lamar as John Stewart Green Lantern, who was the Green Lantern for a whole generation. I love that. If you have not watched Justice League, absolutely check it out. It is so, I miss it dearly.
And you'll hear lots of familiar voices.
You will,
'cause
absolutely.
It is really the classic, like sort of a classic take on all the different characters.
Yep, that's true. And you see lots of, so many characters they stuffed into it over the years. Fantastic.
So
Now-
you've got toys for us.
We do have toys. There's new toys and collectibles. Every week, they just keep that boulder keeps rolling towards us of new Batman toys and collectibles. We're going to start off with Funko in their Rock Candy line, which is a newer line of theirs. A very stylized line. Right now, it's all females in it, and they are kicking it off with the DC Superhero Girls. Very popular franchise.
I love that franchise.
I do too. I absolutely agree. So we're getting, who are we getting? Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Bumblebee, and Wonder Woman starting off the
Yes.
wave. And you'll find these, just with everything, Funko is everywhere. You can find them from Target stores to 7-Eleven
Barnes
to
and Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
I mean, Funko rules the world right now. And in keeping with the Funko theme, again, with their pop vinyl, which are, again, very stylized, cute little, and there are a bazillion of these. At some point, this is what is going to make California sink into the ocean.
Just
There's
the weight
too
of
many
the DC
pop
heroes.
vinyls, that's right. So they've got an all Batman wave that is coming up, which is terrific. We have a great, this is the one I'm definitely getting, the Batman from the classic Super Friends animated series, the Earth 1 storyline, and then his classic black bat suit.
Yeah.
So those are some great ones that I'll be picking up.
I have
'cause
to get
I'm a
at least one
sucker.
of them. I can't decide, but the blue is calling to me. So.
Yes. And then we've got some more Batman animated series figures from DC Collectibles. And for some reason, it always feels like there's a tidal wave of these things, like right around the holidays, and this year's no exception. We're getting the Joker, we're getting, who we have? Talia, we have Ventriloquist, and Harvey Bullock. Those are
It's like
all out.
an interesting collection.
Right. And again, it's a mix of both the original Batman animated series and the new Batman Adventures. And then this week, so that they came out last week. This week, we also are getting, just in time for the holidays, Christmas with the Joker.
Yes.
Which has got some great accessories, and in a different line, this is their 6-inch line, their DC Icons line, the Batgirl of Burnside, and she's actually a deluxe figure who comes with her motorcycle. She's got an extra
I love
head
that motorcycle.
with the hair and a cape that blows back, so she can ride the motorcycle.
Head. It just sounds like it's attached, but
No.
You
It's
can
a
replace her head.
A swappable head, that's right. So it looks like she's actually riding the motorcycle. So that's a cool deluxe set. And then we just got to keep rolling.
Oh my
Batman, Lego Batman, the movie is coming.
Yes.
And this week saw, with all the Black Fridays and the Cyber Mondays and all that, saw the release of the new toys. So there's new sets out right now for Lego Batman. And then they also announced that they are doing a line of their blind bagged figures. I think they're on wave 18 of those now.
18?
It's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah. And normally there's 16 figures. I think there's 20 in this wave, but it ties into the Lego Batman movie, and they went deep into the roster, especially of the villains. There's some crazy entries, like March Hare is a really
Hare.
new villain.
Yeah.
But like the Calculator, King Tut,
Oh,
the
wow,
Human
yeah.
Eraser. I mean, there's some.
So these are all going to be in the movie too, right? Like it's going to be like in the little background of like the squealing Joker.
I think
peeps?
so. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, the trailers have led us to believe that the Justice League's in it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just,
I'm so ready to see how they stuff it all in.
Yes.
If anyone can do it, I believe that they can.
yes. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I will absolutely be. You'll find me in the aisles of Target feeling the bags to see which character that is. See if I can get the whole wave. And then we're going to show you here in person, live. This is something from my friends at Biff Bang Pow and Entertainment Earth. This has been out a couple of months, but I was very excited to get it because I love the Justice League. And this is the Justice League nesting doll set. My family, we were decorating for the holidays. We pulled out all our, holiday nesting dolls.
Are these going to be
I'm going to
included
see if I
now?
can sneak this
Yes.
in. to that.
I love how it gives you the order of their like preference.
Yeah, so with,
With the
tiny,
nesting.
tiny little Martian manhunter on the end.
That's horrible.
What's neat about it, what I like about it, of course, is the packaging may be New 52 themed, but the characters are all classic versions of them, and they're wooden. They work just like nesting dolls. You pop one open, you stick the one inside. You can display them any way you want, and it's a great sort of new avenue for nerd stuff, doing these sort of nesting dolls.
Yes.
I think a lot of people were customizing them on their own, and the companies
So
kind of
figured-
caught on and went, "Hey, we should actually do that." And it's just a nice little venue for licensors to start
Yeah.
doing things like that.
Yeah.
So
And if
the
you
Justice
like your
League-
nesting dolls.
Yes, these are available on entertainmentearth.com. I'll put a link to it in the show notes below. But they're available right now, so if you have someone that's a fan of the Justice League and would want something like that under their tree, there you
Do
go,
it.
right there.
Yeah, we'll be leaving you this evening with just a little bit of fan art and cosplay.
All right,
From
not
the last
from
few
me.
weeks. I would love to see Daniel do
I'm
it.
not doing either of those.
Yeah, we just had some cool Batman and probably, I'm guessing it was Batman and Catwoman because that's what I live for. Yes,
know.
I was correct. It is Batman and Catwoman. But also this really great Batman Beyond drawing by Bergano Art. I can't know how to say, but yeah, you can find him on
You just made
Instagram.
that up.
No, it's right there. You can read it. You can find him on Instagram. He does amazing pencil art, and Batman Beyond has been really great. I don't know if you guys have been reading the Rebirth run, but I picked it up just because I've been reading everything Rebirth, and I'm super in love with Terry Guinness suddenly. So
Nice.
Yeah, I'm ready for more.
All right.
All right, guys.
So that's it for this week for Welcome to the Batcave. As always, you can keep the conversation going with hashtag Welcome to the Batcave. And don't forget to subscribe for all the great, not just Batman, but DC and all sorts of goodness here.
Marvel.
And sometimes Marvel too, that's right. Here on theStream.tv. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.